This is America in Space, a weekly news and information program on current events dealing with the space industry.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor. It's finally official. Actor William Shatner, who portrayed Captain Kirk on Star Trek, will be going into space, the final frontier, aboard the next Blue Origin flight on October the 12th. CNN made the official announcement on Shatner's flight this week.
Star Trek's Captain Kirk will soon go to space for real. If you doubt that the Star Trek series did not present a factual view of reality, Jeff Bezos' space company, Blue Origin, has just announced that William Shatner will fly on board its rocket on October 12th.
At 90 years old, Shatner will be the oldest person to ever go into space. CNN's Kristen Fisher joining us now with the details. About a 15-minute flight, as I understand it. Still counts, though, Kristen.
It still counts. They're going to be going above the Kármán line, the international recognized boundary of space. So they'll get about 11 minutes from launch to landing, only about 3 or 4 minutes of weightlessness. And this is going to be very similar to what founder Jeff Bezos experienced on his flight back in July. But remember, Shatner is the guy who famously said, "Beam me up, Scotty." Now, instead of Scotty beaming him up to space, it's going to be the team at Blue Origin. And so also on board this flight, and it's going to be lifting off in almost a week. October 12th is the target date. Also on board is an employee for Blue Origin, a former NASA engineer and co-founder of Planet Labs, and the co-founder of a life sciences company. So 4 people on board this flight. And, this is really an exciting time for Blue Origin. After nearly 20 years of existence, they're now on the cusp of their second crewed flight. But Jim and Erica, 17 successful consecutive test flights for this New Shepard spacecraft. So William Shatner, odds are good for him.
Shatner, at age 90, will be the oldest person into space, replacing previous record holders, as ABC News reports.
Fans must be really freaking out right now. Today we learned that William Shatner, Captain Kirk himself, is going to be on the next Blue Origin rocket from Jeff Bezos, launching into space. And get this, he is going to make history as the oldest person ever to do it.
This is Kirk.
William Shatner, who boldly went where no one has gone before on Star Trek, is going to make real space history as the oldest person ever to go into space. Shatner, who is 90 years old, will take part in the next Blue Origin rocket launch from Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. Shatner, best known, of course, for playing Captain Kirk on Star Trek, will take his real-life voyage in October. He is set to break the record just recently set by pioneering aviator Wally Funk, who was 82 years old when she joined Jeff Bezos on the first Blue Origin launch, 60 years after being denied a chance to do it with NASA because she was a woman. Before Funk, the record was held by John Glenn, who reached space at age 77, nearly 4 decades after becoming the first American to orbit the Earth. Shatner won't technically be an astronaut. The FAA issued new guidelines right after Jeff Bezos' first flight, changing the rules so only those who demonstrate activities during flight that were essential to public safety or contributed to human space flight safety get their official astronaut wings.
Here are some words from Shatner, who's excited to be a part of this flight and be going into space. He told the Today Show how amazing it's going to be.
Space, the final frontier.
Those iconic words teeing up William Shatner's introduction to American TV audiences in 1966, bounding across the universe as Captain James T. Kirk, the daring no such thing as a no-win scenario leader of the Starship Enterprise. Now at 90 years old, Shatner preparing for another space adventure, minus the TV magic.
I'm loving the idea of having the opportunity to go.
Wouldn't you love to see the Earth? Look down at on the Earth and see it for your first time, the blue orb. Wouldn't you like to look into the darkness of space and see the enormity? It's so far beyond our imagination, space. But imagine seeing it for the first time as it really is. It's not blue sky up there. It's black and dark and ominous.
Shatner appearing on Today to talk about being part of a new 4-man crew flying to the edge of space on October 12th.
we talk about space and what weightless conditions are, and the enormity of the universe, and the absolute jewel of a little thing we call the Earth by comparison. I'm going to feel this with the same enormity that I felt this electrical storm last night.
Billionaire Trekkie and now astronaut Jeff Bezos and his spaceflight company Blue Origin inviting Shatner to take this voyage. Bezos himself made history back in July when he launched from the Texas desert on the first unpiloted suborbital flight with an all-civilian crew. Shatner's new mission will last 11 minutes, far shorter than the 5-year mission of the Enterprise, and indisputably the biggest adventure of his life.
I'm going to see the vastness of space and the extraordinary miracle of our Earth and how fragile it is compared to the forces at work in the universe. That's really what I'm looking for.
Shatner played Kirk for 3 years on television, a trailblazer confronting the weighty issues of the 1960s. Sharing one of TV's first interracial kisses with Nichelle Nichols, he donned Kirk's uniform across 7 Star Trek movies, for the last time in 1994's Star Trek Generation.
So, Mr. Shatner, it's cool that you're finally going to be going where no 90-year-old actor has gone before. From the Florida Space Coast, this is Dawn Meyer for About Space Today.
About Space invites you to be our guest for the next SpaceX Crew 3 Saturday launch on October the 30th. Be our guest with overnight lodging at the Best Western on Cocoa Beach with a full breakfast and all the amenities at the Oceanfront Hotel, plus 2 tickets to see the Kennedy Space Center. So come be our guest. Just go to our special website, aboutspacetoday.godaddysites.com. That's aboutspacetoday.godaddysites.com, and enter today and be our guest for the next manned SpaceX launch.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to share our program with your family and friends, and follow us on Facebook. Join us each week for news and information on America in Space.